Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Women accepting or rejecting a man in a few minutes hurts them. Now remember, and I mean everything I say. Now, I've said it before several times, I've been saying it for years, women be making a choice in 3 seconds. And just as a reality, 3 seconds, that's why I always talk about a man has to have a good presentation. And I'm not the first one to say that. Anybody who's known about women or really understand their nature know they make a quick choice. And that's not something new. They've been doing that. Shoot, they've probably been doing that. They've been doing that at least in the lifetime of my elders going back to the 1930s. And probably before that for millennia, forever and stuff. And that's understandable. That's why I even have a video, on-demand video, where I talk about that. You know, I have an on-demand video. I'll put that in the description box. But yeah, they be making their decision quickly. But let's be real. Let's be real. A man who got his shit together, his outer presentation together, that definitely works. That's definitely something you want to do. But let's be real on something. You can have it together and a woman still might not like what she see and everything, and she'll reject the man. Like you see those balloon pop videos and stuff where the women, the dude ain't even opened his mouth yet and the women walking out there rejecting him. I mean, dude walking out there, he just walking out there, he just walking. They like pop, 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 pop. And they do that a lot, and that's not something new either. They've been doing that a lot. You talk to a lot of women. Because here's the thing, I've talked to many women, and even had this happen to me. They'll say they didn't like what they saw at first, but then they're in position to get to know the man, and he kind of grows on them. And he ain't even really trying. You know, they might not like that outfit, and they'll reject the guy on that. They'll say, well, I don't like his shoes. You remember what I always say about shoes. Or they don't like his fit or something like that, right? And they'll move on. But then in a lot of cases where they're in a position to see the man, they're like, damn, you know, I made too quick a judgment. And that's a real weakness women will have. And I gotta just say that, like I said, I don't go in on women, but I point out shit. And any women who are here listening, they need to listen. Because I've seen occasions, I've been on occasions where I see a woman get to know a man. I remember when I was on a retreat, the women were funky towards the men at first, but then really got to see the character of the men, really got to know the men. All of a sudden, they like, oh yeah, they real friendly and stuff. And that's something that has to happen. In fact, I even, on this pamphlet that I wrote back in the 90s, it was called Finding a Good Man. That's really what put me on this whole path, this whole relationship path. I said, ladies, y'all gotta get to know the man. Find out what's going on with him. You know, too many women rejecting a man off that initial presentation. And, you know, that could be a good guy. But let's turn that around. Sometimes guys got that great presentation and they straight up dogs. And then the women wondering what's wrong and everything. But he was fine though. He was fine though. Yeah, okay. Because sometimes what if a woman don't like, she just don't like the dude's shoes. They could be clean. Or they don't like his fit. Or they don't like his haircut. He can change all of that. And yes, I'm always going to advise men to have all that together because of woman's nature. But let's just be real. I ain't telling the women to get a bum or something. But sometimes though, ladies, what I would tell the ladies is, okay, as long as he's clean and respectful, you know, find out what he got to say at first. Even on some of those balloon pop shows, there were a couple of women, there's been a couple of women who would say, okay, let me see what he's saying first, you know? Now, if you don't have that click, that personality click, okay, I get that. I get that because I tell men the same thing. If that woman ain't down for, you know, in cooperation to your operation, you don't have to feel that cooperation roll out. But see, one thing about men will tend to look at a woman a bit longer. Women don't realize that. We'll find out what's up with her, even if we think she fine. The smart ones anyway. We'll like find out if she fine or something. But see, women be rejecting a guy And they don't know shit about it. They're just a few seconds. Like, you got all these women out here checking for different guys, right? You got all these women out here, they checking and they complaining, but like they looking for a guy, like for example, talking about, well, he gotta have money, he gotta have money. But they ain't gonna know he has money until they actually talk with him. Because here's the thing, guys who really have money, they might not wear name brand stuff. Now they could be wearing an expensive t-shirt. You got some t-shirt makers out there, shit, they charging $300 for their shirts, but they last. See, a man with money, he's either, if he wear expensive clothes, they're gonna be non-name brand, giving you some game. They ain't gonna be something that you see every day. They ain't gonna be name brand. Name brand stuff is mainly for the middle class. A guy who really got money, he's either gonna wear expensive clothes that aren't name brand, but they're actually great quality, or he's gonna purposely wear low quality stuff. You got a lot of guys got some money, they'll shop at the lower quality stores, like, you know, stores more for lower classes and stuff. But either way, it's not gonna show. Their money's not going to show. Most men are not gonna be out in public wearing a Rolex. You ain't gonna put on that Rolex unless he going to some big event. Because a man, cause see, if a man got money, he got something going on, he ain't gonna let you know. He might not show right away, but that'll be the man with the money. Like you got those, prank videos where, you know, a guy trying to talk to a woman, she don't want to talk to him, all of a sudden he get into a car. Now they definitely staged, but you just never know. And in fact, a lot of guys who got money like that, shoot, they driving a hoopty. They'll purposely go on dates and drive like the less expensive car just to see where the woman's head is at. But see, what I would tell women is, okay, that's hurting you. Why don't you get to know the man? As long as he's clean. As long as he's clean and he approaches with some, some common sense, some character. He ain't like, hey, girl, but he's like, hey, how you doing? That would help a lot of women. In fact, I've known a couple women, they said that. They said he didn't look like much at first until they got to know him. But here's the thing that hurts him is a lot of women aren't doing that. A lot of women aren't doing that, and I don't care who you are as a man, you don't want to be dressed up all the time. Shit, you don't want to be dressed up all the time. I use myself for an example. And yeah, y'all see me in the polos and the Lacoste, nice shirts and all of that. When I'm out and about, I'm wearing just some sweatshirts. People who see me in the real world, they'll tell me I'm just wearing like just a sweatshirt or something plain. And I purposely do that because I'm like, I ain't trying to draw no attention. You know, ordinary watches, you know. Shoot, I just wear the expensive watches or, you know, the Italian twines. I wear them just for these commercials. I've never worn them out. Well, you know, these videos and everything. So that's the thing though. That's the thing. See, a woman is something I need to point out. And, you know, many women need to get past that 3-second thing. As long as the guy's clean. Now, if the guy bummy or something, he don't respect himself. If he ain't well groomed, okay, I get that. But a lot of times a woman, she just don't like the particular style. But the man got some other stuff and he can always change his clothes. I'll use myself for an example again. If you see me out and about, out in the area, and I've had some people who's like see me, you know, you wouldn't think I own a polo. Or, you know, Lacoste, or I don't be wearing like, I got some Lacoste dress shirts. I don't be wearing them out. I'm just going to the store. Most I might dress up for is if I was going to an event for one of my sons when they were in school, you know? So it's, you know, there's a lot of guys be like low key and stuff. A lot of women are missing out on them because of that 3 seconds. Women need to get to know that man. So anyway, that's all I have for today. I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.